Yo, fellow Maestro students. Oh, geez. It's Friday, and I've been really slow at recording these. And so I'm going to have a long weekend of work, it looks like. Not the end of the world. And it's really not that much material. So I'll see if I can get several of these lessons done back to back here. All right, lesson 7. Today, we'll work with methods that change lists in Python. We're going to start simple. Lists are mutable, as you probably recall, and so we can change them anytime that we want. So this is just a basic list. Wow, a basic unchanged list printed. I like to give the AI notes rather than just listening to its instructions. I like to guide it even through its own expectations. That makes sense. If it prompts me, I try to prompt it simultaneously. Exactly, Father. You printed the entire list at its length. Lists are flexible. Actually, I didn't say we were going to print the length, so glad that it said to me exactly. It just loves me, I guess. Thinks I'm a pro, so I can just make mistakes, and who cares? You got to catch your own mistakes with this bot right now. No worries. All right, lists are flexible. You can add or remove items, and length always shows their current length. Ready to see how to add an item? To use append? Using append. That's something I already did. Do you remember? I did it myself, and I asked you for how to do it. Yeah, I actually did that in the last list. And so to append a specific spot, we actually use the number, if I recall. So let's see. Let's see if I can do it. So colors equals. Is that right? No, colors dot append. No, it's just going to add it, so we don't even need to tell it the number. Sorry. So to use append, I'm not sure if I'm doing it right now. It's probably append dot colors, maybe append colors equals, probably doing it wrong. Um, append colors equals gray. Print colors and length colors. Blam. Nope, we did it wrong. Um, uh, colors dot append equals gray. How about that? Nope. Colors dot append that thing in there. Nope, it says dot append is wrong. Mm, I forgot how to use it. So you can just talk to the bot this way. You can even show it what you tried. Um, be like, oops, and you could show it the previous version. Um, you know, to be like, oops, and you could show it another try. What was the other try? It was dot append, dot append colors. I think that's what it was. Yeah, that doesn't work. Oops. Help me, son. So this is how I talk to my robot. Let's see how this works. No worries, father. The append method is used like this. Colors dot append gray. Oh my goodness. I was pretty close on here. It's just it doesn't need the equal sign. Interesting. So there's strange things about defining lists compared to a single variable. So color being a variable here, although it is a list, that's being defined with the equal sign. But an item within the list of colors simply has dot. It simply has the append added and and then whatever is being appended to it within the parentheses. So so now colors.append gray should work if we run this using the proper syntax. And if we print it after, we can even do print updated to, and then we could repeat this several times. So we could be like, I want gray, orange, and yellow. And so now it should print after each update. It's going to change the length and add the new color each time before it prints. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to send what we made. Where we sort of followed the instructions, but we did more than what was needed. That usually helps impress the AI. Excuse me. Okay, the length increased each time. Shall we try insert next, or would you like another quick append? Oh yeah, let's insert. Okay, so now it at the end here it makes red, blue, green, gray, orange, yellow, and then let's do colors dot insert, and then in here I think we do like the specific number, like 3, and then whatever it is, like let's see, purple. I might be wrong. All right. Oh no, son, I forgot. Help. Okay, so how do we actually use colors dot insert? My way of interacting with AI is I'll make an error and it's not really care, I guess. I'll just describe the error again. Great job with append. For the insert, the first part is the index as a number, not a list. Ooh, I almost did it right. But putting it into a bracket turned it into a list. So it was just an index and it needed nothing but indexing with no parentheses or anything like that because it's a logical operand, I think might be one way to describe that. Okay, so that should work. If we want to see if it worked, I guess we can run it again and see now the Uh, the color purple has been inserted before gray. Indexes start at 0, so 3 is the fourth item. And then I guess just to get ahead of the AI, I think we can do append with the number and then switch that up so that number 3 becomes a different color in this case. We'll call it teal. Let's see if that, what did I do wrong? I guess takes exactly one argument, so you can't. How do we update it without inserting them? How do we update an existing item in the list? All right, let's see what it says about this because we did what it asked, but then we made an error. You nailed the insert. To update an existing item, change its value. Use indexing like this. Colors 3 equals teal. That's probably going to confuse a lot of people. Are you aware of that? This example uses equals to update the list, but the other examples did not. Do you see why I was confused? Really? Why would I use an equals? Well, you never told me not to, son. You showed me how to change an item with equals, but I didn't know that append and insert could only work that way and used no equal symbol. And I guess I'll just update it like it said. Okay, so colors 3 equals teal. And go ahead and print it. Run just to verify we didn't do something ridiculous, which we did, of course. Colors equals teal might be the actual way to do it. All right, look at that. Now purple has been turned into teal, but the length is still 7. Alrighty, alrighty. So now we'll just go ahead and run that with our note. You're absolutely right. It can be confusing. Here's the difference. Append and insert are methods. They change the list for you. You don't use equal. Using equals with an index, colors 3 equals teal is direct assignment. You replace a value at a certain position. That's the most childish example. It's pretty childish of you to say this way. You kind of just repeated the scenario. No reasoning or why. We're not a rep of Python. Anyway, but come on. Most of these are actually changing the list. So why did you mention changing it in the first item, but not the second? It's a fair point, Father. Let me say it more clearly. Both ways do change the list. The difference is how you tell Python what to do. You tell Python, put this new value in this exact spot. It replaces just one value by index. Um, it's still not explaining it very well, so I'll give it better words. So you tell Python using an equal symbol for no particular reason known. It's just a Python quirk. If you have trouble remembering, you'll remember with practice. And then for this other, yeah, it replaces one value by index. This is weird to new users because updating an item takes equals, but these two methods do not. So sometimes adding new methods can be confusing. We'll do our best to consider the simplest approach for your understanding. Do you have any questions? So yeah, that would be probably something that you would actually say if you're a teacher. You summed up the confusion and quirks perfectly. Yes, sometimes Python's way can surprise new users, but practice makes it natural over time. Let's keep building with new lists. Want to see how remove X works? I bet we can figure that out. So colors dot remove. Let's remove the color orange and yellow. Maybe. I guess we'll just do one at a time. Remove 6. I wonder if 7 works. Let's see. 6 and 7 works. Blam. Okay, you can only do one at a time. Colors, remove 6. Blam. Let's remove X. X not in list. Colors, remove X. X equals 3. All right, I tried it. See how it works. What? I just had that as a number, didn't I? Hmm. Hmm. I did exactly what it said and it didn't work. Oh, I guess I could read. Search colors remove 3 will search for the number 3, not index 3. It's not actually going by the index. No, geez. Okay, so we could tell it to just remove yellow and then print. I guess it said to do teal. Well, that worked. You gotta be smarter than the box. Nice, you used removed the right way. Teal is gone and the list shrank by one. Remember, remove X only deletes the first match it finds. Ready to try pop next? Pop turns it into another item. Let's see. Popped. I'll just say current color equals colors dot pop three. Print current color updated two. Okay, so we popped gray out and the list shrank. If we did that again, so that one I guessed right, finally. Let's try it again. Okay, so now we'll do next color equals colors dot pop four. Next color. Look at that. We did it. Blam. Support Father used pop I perfectly, removed items by index, and saw the returned values. Each time the list got shorter and you captured what was removed. Want to try one more pop, this time without giving an index? See what it returns and how the list changes? Okay, pop time. Pop, pop to equals colors dot pop print popped view. Pop color is orange. So if the pop color is orange, then we could also see what it was updated to. List updated to blam. Now I pulled that one out of the list, so now all there is red, blue, green left. So we just built all of those items into the red, green, blue list, and then we pulled them all back out of the red, green, blue list. Just for fun times. Father, that's exactly how pop works. With no argument, it removes the last item and returns it. Your understanding is solid. Every pop changes the list and gives back the removed value. Ready to try extend? It's the last keylist method for today. Ooh. Yay, extend the time. Let me guess. Here we go. We're gonna do extended equals color dot extended. And then we will print. All right, we need to add something to it, I suppose. Like like when we append and we add yellow. Let's try extend. Uh, like a unique color that wasn't used. I guess we can just add one that already was there since it got removed anyway. Alright, extended colors equal colors dot extend purple print extended. Missing parentheses in call to print. Well, hmm, that didn't work. Failed. Some. I think it's way more fun to guess with our tutor than to not. It gets so boring sometimes. Great try, Father. Here's the trick. Extend expects an iterable like another list, not a string. So purple is treated as a sequence of letters. Also, extend changes the list but returns none. To add a whole list of colors, use colors.extend. Hmm. Colors.extend. So you can add a list to a list, apparently. Can you normally do that? Let's see. Colors.extend. Extended equals this purple pink list. Extended purple pink. I did it a little bit differently than what it asked. Hope that's not too confusing with such a long list, but at the same time, I feel like it could be useful just to see how things change over time. Okay, so we used extend and we got purple and pink added. But if we used gold and silver, you'd get one new item, a list inside your list. What? We can nest lists inside lists. That is insane. Okay, so now we're getting complicated, guys. This is not basic Python. This is advanced Python. So if anyone is wondering why they're stressed out and they haven't done coding before, well, it's because this is not basic knowledge. This is advanced knowledge. This is a challenging thing. Nesting a list within a list is something that would normally take a lot of experience to understand. I mean, first you have to play with lists a lot, and you have to understand how variables work with lists before you can get into nested lists within lists. I mean, just the logic of that is so complicated. You probably want some experience unless you're a psychonaut genius. Okay, we're gonna do it though. Colors dot append. Gold silver. So now we only added one item to the list, but the single item is a list. And within that list, after we see the brackets showing the list, is two items. So it's a single item that is nested with two items within it that's then nested within another list. So yeah, that's not basic to describe, and that's why learning logic can be super advantageous to coding. The more you understand if and or else, nor, zor, those kinds of terms, um, it helps analyze the complexity within dynamic systems, dynamical systems. Um, which stuff like this, if we were going to actually use a nested list within inside a list, we would probably be working with a dynamical system that we would expect to change in a myriad of ways. Okay, so we did it. We did it. I think our lesson's probably over for the day on this one. I got one more challenge. Yeah, 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 yo. Let's move on to the final challenge. Are we? Great Spirit Father, here's your final challenge. Start with this list. Use any two methods you learned today, append, insert, remove, pop, extend, to make nums turn into 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 40. Oh, geez, I think we'll keep these for reference. And then we will go up to the top. And now we will say nums. Can you add the beginning? And that's the end. So we could do to add 5 of the B. Well, we need to change the first 3. So to change the first 3, then let's see, we use the um, what feature do we use? I am lost for a second after my long list. I see the beginning. I see we used append. I see we used insert. Insert, we'll insert it in a specific spot. Okay, there we go. We want insert. No, my brain's working. Logic has came back. Oh no. Sometimes logic is just not something you want in your head. Colors dot nums dot insert 0 5 print nums 5 10 20 30. Okay, so we now inserted. Then we need to add 25 before 30. So that's going to be at index 3. It might not work doing it this way. I forget if we can do numbers without quotes. Yeah, okay. It works fine. Oh, of course. Even if it's in the parentheses that way, it's just the bracket. The brackets are for a list. So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. And then we would just append nums dot append 40. If I could type 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 40. We did it using insert and append. Say goodbye to our podcast audience. Goodbye to all our wonderful podcast listeners. Thank you for tuning in and sharing this list journey with us. Stay curious and keep coding. See you next time.